Hello, hello, hello. I am live. Let me just put something in the chat really quick. Okay, so we're going to be talking about today work from home, remote work, telecommuting, whatever you want to call it, right? So I am going to get into a couple of different articles that share some different perspectives and information when it comes to working remotely. And I think the biggest question is, how long are people going to be able to work remotely? So, and I feel like my lips are dry. This is really bad to do on camera, but I'm still going to do it because I just feel like it's a little dry right now. So, okay, this feels better. Hey, Mr. Wise. Okay, so I want to get into a couple of different articles. One is going to be talking about, well, actually, two articles. One is really making the case of, okay, a lot of companies are actually saying we're moving and shifting to a remote first environment, which is really good for people that want to stay in kind of the same dynamic where they're getting to work from home mostly. The other article I want to share is really highlighting basically the statistics, like who actually wants to stay working at home, because there actually are, surprisingly, people that are saying like, look, I'm done with this. I want to go back into the office. I am ready to go back. I imagine those are more so the people that maybe have kids, or maybe they're more, we have that conversation about introverts, extroverts, ambiverts, more the extroverted social folks that are like, I'm sick of being at home by myself. I want to be in the office. But actually, 3/5, so 3 out of 5 people have been saying that they want to stay working remotely. So we're going to look into that. Hey, Sharky, and hello, victoriously Shay. Welcome in. Nice to see you here. So we're going to get into it a little bit. And thank you so much, Sharky. And luckily, I am actually on camera. You can actually see me. I am very happy about that. I did a couple of things with my PC or my MacBook, and I'm back on camera. So I'm still in Restream. So we'll see if this actually continues to, work well tonight. Victoriously Shay is saying she loves working from home, and Harold wants to be on the lake fishing. Yeah, I will say I like working from home too. I really, really enjoy it. And but I've been doing it even pre-pandemic. So it's been pretty nice for me, I have to admit. So let me see here. So I first want to get into this because I'm going to talk about, so first thing I'm going to talk about is just, as far as work from home, what's really going to happen, what industries or sectors are probably not going to really be able to work from home, and which ones most likely are. I'm going to talk about some companies that are saying, look, we are going to be working remote. We're moving into a remote first environment. So I hope that'll be helpful if anyone's in a place where they don't know, they may have to go back to the office. You may want to check out some companies that are saying like, look, we're going to be working remotely first. So that means primarily most people will work remotely. Like in the video I shared, what was it, yesterday, I shared a couple of companies, including GitHub, which is 80% work from home. So I'll be sharing some of those. And then I will also be talking about some of the benefits. So there are over 20 benefits of working from home for both employees and also the employer. So in case you need to have some discussions about remote work, there are some benefits for sure. So we're going to talk about it. All right, so let's see if I can share this first. This is an article that's basically asking that question. Let me go scroll back up. They're basically asking this question, can you work from home? And they're saying just because you can work from home doesn't mean you'll be allowed to. So let me make sure this is actually showing up on the screen here. Let me read a couple of comments. Victoriously Shay is saying I was working from home before the pandemic. Okay, so we're in the same boat. I was in the same situation. So it's kind of hard to move into a, non-remote space if you were doing it even before the pandemic. So well over a year. Sharky said, Jess is having a big Apple Mac attack, although you may be too young to get that reference. Yeah, I am not. Big Mac? Like a Big Mac McDonald's burger? That's what I'm thinking the joke means. I don't know. Harold is saying we are only getting a 32-hour week because of the chip shortage. Oh, actually, I have heard about that. There's a lot of shortages happening right now, like things that we need to get from other countries, especially China. Yes, I've been seeing that. That is unfortunate, Harold. Are they going to change that soon? Like, if the shortage ends, are they going to increase it back to 40 hours? Right, Sharky, I agree. I really love working remotely too. There's a disadvantages. There, benefits of it too, so we'll talk about it. Victoria Shay says, my job was pushing us to work from home before the pandemic. I did suffer from separation anxiety for a month. Really? Okay, so I'm curious, Victoria Shay, how did you deal with that? How did you deal with, that separation anxiety? Okay, so I'm going to do this angle. I think I like this a little bit more. So basically, yeah, this article is basically highlighting that not all industries are going to, or not all jobs are going to be able to be remote. It's just not going to happen as easily as that. So they were actually highlighting the fact that with the vaccine rollout, more companies are actually pushing for folks to, get the vaccine and go to the office. So I've even been hearing about this from other people that their companies are saying summer to fall is probably when they'll start going back into the office, while others, they're still trying to figure it out. So a lot of companies are still trying to figure out what's the safest approach, because they can't just say, most companies are not just going to say, okay, we're open now, go back to normal. They're going to have to build a plan of, what's kind of the trickle, how many people can we get into the office safely? And the other part of that is to make sure that people have notice. So most companies should be giving at least a month notice to let people know, make arrangements. People have kids, pets, all these things that they may have to adjust. So they kind of make the case that it may happen quicker than we may imagine. And then they also pointed out that certain sectors like finance and legal sectors may need to go back to the office quicker, or some of them may already, be working in an office. So they may be less likely than other professionals to be able to have that luxury of working remotely, which I get. But at the same time, I think it depends on what field you're in in regards to, the legal field. If you're a general counsel working for a company, you'll probably be okay. If you're a paralegal, you might be okay with working remotely, versus someone that's actually in the public sector. And then they're highlighting as well some companies. So I'll get into that. Twitter, Dropbox, or actually I've talked about, I believe, Twitter and Dropbox on this channel as companies that I highlight and say, hey, they're hiring remote people. So that is really good to see. 89% of people in this study under Recode are saying they want to be allowed to work remotely, either some or all of the time. So companies with, that can't do that, they may struggle with finding good people. And then this was kind of interesting. I did see that they had this little chart. I don't know if I can make this a little bit bigger. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so they were basically pulling out the percentage of the people that were actually working remotely during the pandemic, and then the people that actually want to work remotely. So on the lowest end was, of course, manual work, manufacturing. Obviously, we have to be very thankful for those in manufacturing in those different fields, healthcare, social work. It's just a reality. Retail, of course, Engineering and technical, I think it just depends on where. Like if you're, I don't know, aerospace engineer, you can't work remotely, right? But if you're a software engineer, you probably can work remotely. Or technical. So I'm really curious to see what kind of jobs they looked at there. And then on the top end, IT and tech, digital analytics, consulting, marketing, media, human resources is right in the center, which I think is a part of that is probably just the fact that there is HR in factories, for example, like Amazon has HR folks and they have to be on site. So it just depends. Retail, every company that you can think of, there's going to be an HR contact. And sometimes they do have to be on site. I'm surprised with finance and auditing. I feel like finance, because of the type of information they deal with, maybe they need to be on site, but generally they should be able to work remotely. And then sales, it just depends because if you're a territory manager going on site at different retailers, you have to go on site at the retailer. You can't stay at home. So I get that. So, take a look at this. I feel like if you find yourself in one of these areas that typically most people were working remotely in, you have a pretty good case to say, this is kind of the standard. I should be able to work remotely. Okay, let me pull this down and look at some comments here. All right, so, oh gosh, hey, Paolindo. Sharky is saying, Jess, yep, exactly. It was 80s Mickey D's commercial for people jonesing for a Big Mac. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know the commercial, but that's the only thing I thought of. I was like, okay, Big Mac. Hey, Paolindo, what is up? How are you? And rice and beans. Hey, I say it won't last at first. I say it won't last at first when the cough ends, but then we'll pick back up once commercial leases end, which typically are 3 to 5 years, longer than the pandemic will last. Yeah, I think we have to take into account leases. But here's the other thing too, along with that, during the pandemic, places like Oracle, they did move locations. So they moved from California to Austin, Texas. Tesla moved as well. You had Amazon move. They built, or they're in the process of building this massive space in Arlington, Virginia. So there are companies that are still anticipating people to be on site. I think there's always has to be certain people on site. Like, for example, companies like Bayer, they have crucial information that is on their campus. And so they're going to have security folks on site. They're going to have certain people on site to keep operations running, facilities, even folks that can basically manage if they have on-prem, data servers or anything like that. There are certain people that are going to have to go on site to somewhere. And then you think about sales, a lot of times sales folks, they're going to, like if you think about where I was previously working, Nestle Purina, we had folks going to vet offices and retail stores and selling products. So all that stuff still has happened. And that's like a crucial job where you can't really make that case to work remotely outside of, maybe once a week or twice a week where you're doing more of the phone calls versus going on site or something. So I think those are tougher. And then of course, medicine, unless you're on the tech side of, medicine or healthcare. Like if you're in that technical component or if you're on the phone a lot versus having to meet people in person or have to directly work on something like mechanics or engineers, they have to be on site. But for others, it can be a bit easier to make that case. I totally get where you're coming from, for sure. Let me see here. Harold said, GM said they're shutting down until July. Where? Are they shutting down everywhere, Harold? Or what places are they shutting down in? Ugh. GM does that pretty frequently, though. I actually have a friend that works at GM, or old contact. She actually used to work for me. Yeah, I feel like GM typically does like the layoffs and then they rehire people, and then they do layoffs and they rehire people. So I'm curious to learn more about that. Hey, people. Paolindo. And how are things in Italy? How are you guys doing? Haven't really heard Italy in the news lately. Harold says we're staying open. Okay, so you guys are staying open? So you're staying open, but they're laying people off until July? George Shay says, I went to work at the office, and when my lunch break came, I went home to finish out the rest of my work day. Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That's actually a nice mix. I have heard people going to the office for a little bit just to have a change of space so they can focus a bit more. Or maybe, especially if you have, again, kids at home, like it can be a nice getaway. But a lot of times you had to, at least during this time, you had to get some type of okay from the company just so people knew you were on site and things like that, to make sure that you were all right, take temperature check or whatever they were doing at the time to make sure that it was safe for you to be on campus. Howdy, Sharky. Hey, Easy. Unfortunately, this is a new normal of having to get booster shots yearly if you want to live. The Republicans just voted against us to get stimulus checks, vaccine shots. Okay, so Easy is getting some things off his chest. I want to work for Amazon customer service. What? Okay, I'm gonna jump ship here because yeah, Amazon, it may be a little tougher because yeah, that's a different culture. That is a different culture, okay? Like Amazon, I would foresee Amazon wanting people to be on site at least some of the time. I don't really see them fully being remote. I personally don't, but things can happen. Like employees can definitely change the culture. Okay, so, and that kind of gets into this point here. Let me see if I can share this. All right, let's try this out here. Okay, so when workers want to stay remote, I don't think I'm sharing. Okay, I think I'm sharing now. So when workers want to stay remote, companies will have to rethink culture. So what do you think about this? So the employees basically having to say like, hey, like I've talked about in this channel a couple times. One of my friends, like, look, I've been working remotely. I don't want to go back. Like more and more employees saying, hey, I don't want to go back. And we're now seeing a market where there is it's kind of this weird thing that's happening where there is a big percentage of people. I shouldn't say a big percentage. I want to say, was the stat 1 in 4 Americans right now are saying that they want to move to a different company. A lot of folks typically tend to hold off on a job search if there's uncertainty going on, like pandemic. So they're going to hold off, especially if they find, they're at a good company, they got it good, it's consistent, they can move through it, but it's not maybe what they want to do. Or you've also seen people upskill or rethink their career or see that maybe their career choice isn't as stable as they would like it to be, and they choose to do something else or, get specific niche skills to move into a different industry. So some of that stuff is happening where you have people now able to move. So what that does is actually it pushes the market a bit because now you have, if someone leaves, then we have to recruit someone else. So it kind of opens up this need for more employees because people are now back to making moves. But then two, the other thing you see happening is that more companies are seeing that, okay, we're getting back to some normalcy. People are starting to get on flights again and do certain things that they weren't doing before. And so business is starting back up in certain industries. I can't say all industries. And then you also see in different parts of the country. So not in every area of the country, right? But in certain parts of the country. And so you see companies now saying, oh, we want to hire now. We had this hiring freeze through the pandemic. Now we can go. So we're seeing this interesting time where it's kind of shifting to more of a candidates market, to where candidates can say like, look, I only want to work remotely. And so in these cases, companies will need to listen to that. So let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. And then I'll look at some of the comments. Okay, so this was the stat that I was looking at. So this was a Prudential survey, and I don't know much about them, but they surveyed 2,000 adults who were able to work from home during the pandemic. And they said 87% of those 2,000 people, small sample, they wanted the ability to continue working remotely even after this whole thing is over. They further went on to say 1 in 3 employees doesn't want to work for an employer that requires them to be on site 100% of the time, like full time. And then nearly half said that if their company doesn't extend their current work remote policies, they will quit to work for another company that does. So that's how I'm bringing it full circle. I'm going to actually tell you about the companies that are saying, hey, come work for us. We're like 100% remote. So yeah. So that's going to be a challenge. And especially, I'm a recruiter. So it's a challenge because not every single job and not every company environment allows 100% work remote. So that can be a challenge. The other part in here said that on an interpersonal level, the workers from that survey have grown accustomed to communicating with coworkers, learning on a job, and sharing best practices while working remotely. They have said that socializing with colleagues, coworkers, remains one of the biggest challenges to the adjustment. And that's what a lot of companies are worried about, to put on, I guess, take it from the company standpoint. A lot of companies are worried about just the culture and keeping people motivated, engaged, because a lot of times people leave a company more so not because of the job necessarily or even because of money, but more so it's maybe a bad manager, or they don't connect with their manager, they don't have growth opportunity, or they're not getting visibility. And so, or just the people they work with, like they don't have a connection and things like that. So that is definitely a challenge that I think a lot of companies are considering. But I do think, if you take a look at this article, I'll put a link afterwards. But I feel like there are methods that you can use. So, for example, they're talking about technology. I think being on camera actually helps. There are some companies that make that a norm, and then others that don't. So I think that can actually help. So I won't go into this much. They did point out Slack, which I know there's some folks that like investing. I invested in Slack, and then Salesforce bought it, and I never used Slack, and now I use Slack. It sounded like such a smart idea, and yeah, and so I actually sold it at a nice profit. And now I'm using Slack, and I'm just like, this is beautiful. I love it. Like, why would I use email much of the time at all? I can just Slack people. It's great. Anyway, so I'm going to stop sharing that and look at some comments here, and then we're going to move on to who are these companies that are saying, like, hey, you can literally work remotely all the time. We are remote first. Okay, let me see what folks are saying. Sharky's saying easy, so true. I want to work. Oh, Victoriously was saying you want to work at Amazon. Yeah, I just don't see Amazon doing that. 100% of the time, I don't see it. Everybody needs a home-based business because employment taxes will go up. I agree with that. I do think taxes are going to go up. It happens every time a certain group of people are in office. But when Republicans get back in the White House and Senate control, get you a website to sell your services and products. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree. Hey, Natural Larissa. I think I got it. It was nice to talk with you today. You're incredibly, I'm an incredible hub of knowledge. Well, I just look at a lot of information online, and I have experience, so I share it with you. I'm sure you are very knowledgeable as well. I heard everywhere they're doing, GM. Well, I think GM and, the car industry has been struggling because of the pandemic too. And people have even questioned, why do I need a car? Because of Uber, Lyft, and, different ride sharing. that was already happening. And then you also have the electric vehicle. So now Mercedes-Benz, I just saw they have electric vehicle. But yeah, there's competition. There was already a lot of competition being in the automotive industry, but yeah, now there's even like less consumers on the market, especially in certain locations, right? Lucia said, "Hey Sharky, I didn't go with the opportunity." Oh yeah. Oh man. Hopefully you guys talk about that in the chat. Oh my goodness. Yes, we have to be careful, guys. Harold says I work for Nissan. Yes, I remember that. Harold. But I wouldn't think Nissan would be too much better. I think they're all having challenges right now. Wait, what? Democrats are sending monthly child tax credit checks. I don't have kids, so none of that affects me. I'm just like, please don't raise my taxes by much. I pay enough. We're good. I'm like, we need a cap on the taxes, please. Especially like I'm not making over $250,000, so be kind. They threw me out just because they said on your lunch. What? That is funny. Okay, I just saw that. They threw you out. Hey, I mean, they were probably like, was it like not safe or something? They said on your lunch break, go home. I mean, it's fine with me. I would be like, you have to tell me twice. You did not have to tell me twice. I will go home. Oh my goodness. Was that like when everything first happened though? Or was this recently? Victoriously Shay. That's funny. That's interesting. He should have made that clear up front. Yeah, I'm like, when did this happen and how? Like, because you're telling, like, if it happened recent and they're telling you come on site, but then go home, like, what? Yeah, that's really weird. But when it first happened, I know a lot of people were like, we don't know what to do. Just go home or don't come in today. Like, we're going to give it a couple of weeks, which turned into a year. But yeah, if it happened earlier, that's a different story. Rishia, yep, they are. Yes, I agree. There's a lot of scams going on. We talked about that Tuesday. We have to be very vigilant and be careful. There are scammers in every single thing, and people are hacking everything. So be careful with like your information, your passwords and stuff. I mean, they can hack water supplies. People can hack literally anything. It's crazy. That's why cybersecurity professionals are so in demand, just because, I mean, especially in times like these, there presents itself more scammers, more hackers, and more everything else. So, yep, exactly like you said, scam most of the time anyway. Yeah, you have to be very careful. Very good. And you guys know, I like side eye everything. I'm like, like, I'm very cautious when it comes to a lot of things, especially if someone's directly coming to me with something. You know, and I talked about that book that I haven't purchased it yet, guys. The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. I need to purchase that book. Okay, I'm going to get some more comments and then we're going to talk about these companies that are saying 100% work remotely. Have to go. Have a good night. Bye, Harold. Have a good night. Hey, Yolanda. Oh, you guys use Microsoft Teams. Okay, Victoriously Shay. I was using Microsoft Teams before with the last company, and I thought it was fine. I thought it was cool. You know, definitely an upgrade from Skype for Business. Sorry, that's my alarm. Definitely an upgrade from Skype for Business, but Slack is like a game changer. Is anyone in the comments use Slack? Slack is, and it's crazy. I'm like, that was one of those purchases where I learned about it from, I want to say it was a candidate had told me about it because, you know, I was heavily tech recruiting. That was like heavy tech recruiting. And then I researched it. I looked it up and I was like, oh, this is smart. And I looked at the guy. I can't even remember his name right now. But he used to have Flickr, and I think he sold that. I can't not remember this guy's name. But anyway, I was like, okay, he seems cool. This seems like a cool concept. I'm gonna buy in, whatever. And yeah, and I sold that for profit, and I finally get to use it. Now I don't even own Slack anymore because, well, I sold it because I would have held on to it for probably forever, but then Salesforce bought Slack. So, but yeah, I'm now using it, and it's just like so user friendly. First of all, you just create channels and you can connect with your teams, send things to each other, and it's way easier than email. Like email is just like intimidating in a way and gets overwhelming. Slack is just really easy. It's very quick. You can quickly send something over to someone. It integrates with Dropbox. I like it already. I'm only 2 weeks in of using Slack and I'm just like, I'm in love. It's like, it's love at first sight. Okay, I'm kidding, guys. Hey, Yolanda. Guys, this is Jessica After Dark, so just know I will. These conversations can go all across the board. Yeah, Sharky said you agree with Larissa. Yeah, I agree. We have to be really careful. That's when I first started working from home. Oh, when you first started working from home. Okay, they basically just told you go home. Yeah, because people didn't know what was going on. They were like, we thought it was going to be like like not really a thing. We didn't think it was going to affect America, right? And then things just moved really quickly, and then no one knew what to do, right? Yes, exactly. Shay, you are hilarious, says Sharky. Victoriously Shay says, and when they see me, they were like, "Why are you here?" Okay, why are you here? I told them I have separation anxiety. Okay, that would be HR. That would be like you have to go home. Like you have to go home. You can't be here. It's like I understand that, but you have to go. HR voice. Um That is funny though. Like the whole office is closed, and like, do you guys remember? So normal office life, you're leaving the office and you think everyone's gone, and then you find this one person still there working. You're like, what are you doing here? Sometimes that was me. Like I would work late sometimes. I actually had a friend who, like, I'm still friends with. We met at work, and we would like IM each other, like, it's time to go. We're done. We're done. It is 6:30 or it is 7 o'clock. It is time for us to leave this place. So there's always that one person that's like, hey, it's time to go. You gotta leave. It'll be there tomorrow. We're good. Yolanda says, I'm surprised that I got a job online. I started today working in person for Costco. Yay! Oh my gosh, congrats everyone to Yolanda. That is amazing. What are you going to be doing with Costco? What type of work is it? I'm so excited for you. Yay! And I'm glad you came in here and let us know. That is awesome. Yay! Natural Larissa saying congrats to you, Yolanda, as well. Easy says create your own. No, I agree with that. I think we should all have multiple streams of income for sure. We have learned. Sharky saying, nice, Yolanda. Yes. Yes, that is so exciting. I agree, Easy. That's why I'm trying to build my own brand up and develop more than one stream of income. I love that. Here's the thing though. I always like that. I just think that sometimes you do have to start, with working a job just so you get the experience. You learn a lot. You can learn a lot from companies. Just have an end game. Like, I want to learn X, Y, and Z. And then you can use that for your business later on. You get that great experience. I've seen multiple people actually leave a company to start their own business. I've also seen the other end of that where someone had their own business, didn't work out so well, and then they got a full-time job. So just, we all have options. So I'm so glad that Easy, you made that comment that you should have those multiple streams of income, and like always be thinking of different things that you can do and be creative. But what you do. So yeah, that's awesome. And yes, Larissa, I am excited for you because I think you're going about the right, methods, like not focusing on just one thing. Sometimes you have to focus on one thing for a little bit, get that off and running, and then move on to this next thing that you have plans for. So, yeah, I love that. And everyone's saying congratulations to Yolanda. I love it. Let me get through here so I can get to these companies. They use our own. Oh, okay. They use our on-site center as a warehouse for the equipment if we need something. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thanks. I'm an event special. Ooh, nice. That is where is Paolindo? Did Paolindo leave? Like that should be Paolindo's job. Thanks. I'm an event specialist and I host sample food. Like, that's cool. So are you so are you the one that manages all the events? Like we go to Costco, and then they have like you can sample this, you can sample that, kind of like Sam's Club. I actually never been inside a Costco. I've only been to Sam's Club, but I know it's the same model. But yeah, you go around and you're like eating all the food. I used to go to Sam's Club with my brother because he had a Sam's card. And we would be just in there, like, we'd be sampling the food and stuff. And like my mom, she'd be shopping and we would be sampling all the food just going around. I don't know. We're goofy. And it's funny because he's 20 years older than me, but like, yeah, we're like, it depends on the day. We can be the same age or feel like we're the same age. Jess, who's on the chair next to you? Is that no? No, it's not a teddy bear. This is just a pillow. No, there's no one else in here with me. I did have a teddy bear. Okay, sad story. I had a little teddy bear and it was actually a gift. It was a Valentine's Day gift, but it didn't make it in my travel from New York to Texas. So rest in peace to the bear. It was a cute little guy. I liked it. So and it's gone. So I have no bears now. When I was a kid, I had this huge bear. I don't know why people would buy me bears. Like people would. I actually had two. So when I was a kid, I had this big white bear, and then another date. This guy bought me this big bear. It was brown bear. But yeah, this big bear. So I just think it's funny that you said that. The other bear I had, it was like small. It came with an edible arrangements type deal. But yeah, I don't know, funny. But no, this is just one of my pillows. I'm on my couch. Sharky, that was funny though. It's a full-time job. Yay. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. Full-time too. That's legit right there. Very cool. You're welcome. Easy saying I used to work at the VA and not knowing years later I used the knowledge from the job and it became my business. Nice. That's how you do it. Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just have to start somewhere and get the knowledge because if you think about it, out of high school, you can start a business, but you're still learning. You have to have that period of learning, whether it's you doing trial and error in a business or real estate ventures or whatever. Or if you have a family business, if you're lucky to have some type of family business, that can be a great way. But even with that, I feel like it's better when you're in a scenario where you're not affiliated. You're solely on your own, you're making your own way, you're learning on your own, away from like a family model because that can be a little sticky. It can be easy, nice sailing, like smooth sailing, but it can be not the best for the person. Hey, Hilda, welcome in. How are you? Thank you for showing up. Good evening to you, my sister. Hey, Leotis, what is up? Hey, everybody's online now. Come to see how you're doing. I am doing well, Hilda. Thank you for stopping by. No, I am all good today. It is Thursday, pre-Friday. Yolanda saying, I'm not a manager, but I will be working as a manager at some stores that my company provides. I will be working for different companies for a company called Front Row. I haven't heard of them. I'm going to look them up. Well, I'm going to put them in the thing so I can look them up in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to pivot. I'm going to share this because I don't want to forget. I'm going to go ahead and share these companies. Let me see if I can pull it up. Where is the list? 1 minute. Oh, is this it? Oh, this is it. Okay. So I had to go through a couple links. I have like multiple links up at a time. So I'm going to pull this up. Let's see if I can share. You guys notice I say, see if I can share because I don't know what's going to happen. Okay. So let me see if I can. There we go. Okay. I'm going to make this bigger. Make it a little bit bigger. Wait, no, this isn't it. This is not what I'm trying to share. Just kidding. I want to share that in a minute. Give me 1 second. Y'all, I thought I was going to have it by then, and I don't. I don't. I think I'm going to have to research it. Okay, I'll just research it. Guys, I have like so many things up because I'm working on my recertification for SHRM, which is it's like Society of Human Resource Managers. I have it on my phone, so let me pull it from here. Okay, so it's a website called Build Remote, who has a list. Okay, let's see if I can find it again. But yeah, I'm working on keeping my certification because, you know, with different certifications, you have to keep up the certification. So I have to do so many hours of learning to keep my certification going. So yeah, that's why I have so many tabs open, because I have to watch these webinars so I can get 1 credit towards my certification, and I need 60. I already have about half, and I have to work my way there. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let me try sharing again. Let me see if this works. Okay. Is this it? Where does it keep going? Is this it? Okay, it looks so similar to this other one. Okay, I think this one's it. There we go, this one. Okay. So let me know if you can see. If it's like zoomed in enough. But This site is called buildremote.co, and they have this list. This is the main thing I want to share. Every company that's going to be remote permanently, and they've been updating this. And so the update was this month, but it was April 7th. So I imagine there are more. But they've been listing out some different companies. So if you look, like, you have to scroll down, but if you look at Nationwide, they are a remote first company. Twitter, they're noting they went partially remote. Square, which we know about, I talked about them before on the channel. They're kind of like a hybrid model, which I think most companies are going to move to. They're going to move to a hybrid. Coinbase, which is I talked about in my crypto companies hiring. Coinbase has been hiring a ton of positions. And the only thing I don't love about Coinbase is that they have had articles that have come out about them where employees of color have said, employees of color, I mean Black people, have said it wasn't the best work environment. But I think they're doing things to address it. So I wouldn't hold that against them necessarily, because they are a new company, and I feel like a lot of companies have dealt with that. But they are a remote first company, which I think is helpful for communities of color, because there's a lot that goes on in an office that you don't have to deal with when you're remote, when you're a remote employee. So that is just something I wanted to highlight. Facebook is partially remote, which is pretty cool. So they're in a hybrid model. It just depends. Shopify is remote first. I have talked about Shopify on this channel. I believe they are based in Canada. So I don't know if I have anyone on my channel right now in Canada, but I know a couple people, at least my analytics tell me that I do have some subscribers that are based in Canada. So that is a Canada-based company, I believe, but they do have operations all over. So they have been remote first. Box is remote first, and they are similar to, I want to say they're similar to Dropbox as well, but don't quote me on that. Do not quote me. I think the next one is Upwork. Yes, Upwork, which is just like Fiverr. This is one company that I've recommended for people that are kind of in between jobs and they want to make some money. I am an investor of Upwork. So Sharky, I think you were the one that asked me HR stocks to invest in. I did invest in Upwork when they were $14. And it was because I know the freelance economy, gig economy is not going away. At least I don't think it's going away. Fiverr was the first biggest online place where you could scope out freelancers, or as a freelancer, get out there and get work. Upwork is the other company that's newer, and they're saying they're in a remote first, type of environment. So if you actually work for the company, it's remote first, which I think is pretty cool. And I think their model is really good. So you're helping people find freelancers, you're helping freelancers find work. I think is a cool model. Vmware, of course, IT tech firm. Again, these are a lot of tech companies. I always tell people to look at tech companies because it's not only tech jobs that they're looking to fill, but they're also looking to hire people that can manage operations. They still need people in marketing. They still need people in sales, customer service, all that stuff, at least until the robots replace us all. You guys know I talk about that a lot. But yeah, so VMware Hitachi is another one. Slack, which I've been talking about as well. Slack/Salesforce, I guess you should say. Quora, which I don't know much about. Maybe I'll talk about them in an upcoming video, but they're also fully remote. Fujitsu. I don't ever hear about Fujitsu. I'm gonna have to look them up. I don't know how they're doing, but that's another company that's remote first. So I won't go through all of these necessarily unless you guys really want me to, but you can check this list out. It is buildremote.co. There's also a lot of different news articles that highlight companies that will that have gone to a remote first model. But I will say with a lot of them, they really just kind of highlight, like if you look at them, they'll show Microsoft, Twitter, Facebook. They kind of show the same companies every single time. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share this with you guys so you knew where you could go to look at remote companies. And then of course, I will keep you updated with my regular weekly, hey, these are some of the companies that are hiring remote jobs. I try to keep it not only remote, but also companies that are global as well. So let me go away from this. Let me hide this for a second so I can look at some comments here. But yeah, that is the list. I will put the link in the bio section in case you forget it. But yeah, so. Oh, thanks, Hilda. Thanks for leaving me a like. Yes, please do leave me a like on the video if you're liking the content. And then here's my information. If you would like to connect with me, I am on Instagram. My name is Miss Jessica Crystal. It's like my personal, if you just want to see my day-to-day happenings. And then Jobs from Jess is really just if you want only job-related content. I haven't been the best about posting lately, but I'm going to try to get back at that, posting more regularly. I'm trying. And then also my Cash App, if you are like, hey, I just want to support the channel, support what you do, that is my information, Jessica Crystal. And yeah, so I'll leave that up for a couple seconds as I look through the chat here. Oh my goodness. Sharky, you are funny. You said rest in peace to the teddy bear. Oh my goodness. Rest in peace. Like seriously. He didn't make it. He did not make it. Hey Zaya Rose. Welcome in here. All love, Zaya. You are the sweetest. Hopefully you are doing good. Easy sounds awesome. I'm sure it's helped some vets. It's a shame that they aren't always treated right by the VA. Oh my gosh. I'm like, veterans are so under, like, they deserve better. Yolanda says that I write a book. I do have a book written. I don't know what to do with it. Like it needs to be edited. But yes, I have written a book. I have not published it. I'm like in this space where I'm just like, okay, now what do I do? And so I just need to take steps to actually get it edited and published, I guess. It sounds easy, right? It sounds very easy, but easier said than done. I will say that. Oh, cool, Yolanda. Thanks for adding me on LinkedIn. Glad we're connected there. Cool. Oh, Larissa, you've heard of them? Let me see. Oh, okay. I think I got through all the comments. Cool. Oh, Yolanda wrote a book too. I wrote an ebook titled Pills, Struggle, Depression, Learned Again ebook. Really? Huh. Is it on Amazon? I have done one book review. I do need to do others. There's like, I have a running list of content that I want to make on my channel, and it's just like, I just need to do it. I need to build out a social calendar. I think that would help me a little more. But then I also want to have the flexibility to say, hey, I just want to talk about this today, guys. This is what happened. I just want to talk about it. So I kind of want that. I want that balance, that flexibility. Yolanda says, yes, it's on Amazon. Okay, well, guys, if you want to check out the book, I'll leave that information up. Pills, Struggle, Depression, Learned Again ebook. But overall, I will leave you with this as far as the work from home. So just to bring it back home and on topic, there are plenty of companies that are literally saying we are a remote first environment. So if you're 100% like, look, right now I cannot return to an office, I would say talk, like if you're currently working somewhere, just talk to your manager, talk to HR. Like, I don't think the transition is just going to happen like this and everybody's going to be on site by June or July. I think there's going to be a lot of things considered. And so this is the time, if you are feeling like, hey, I have been productive during this time, being able to talk about that, being able to highlight that, hey, I've been, especially if you've been more productive, because there are a lot of benefits to working remotely. And there is an article under the same website that had the list of companies, and they are noting there are 23 benefits of working remotely for the employee, but then also for the company. So, I mean, I will say I've enjoyed not having a commute, which is a great benefit. You just have a little more time. Like, you can use that time that you would commute to an office. Typically, the average just one way is about 30 minutes. And so you put that together, that's an hour. In places like New York, it's even longer commute a lot of the time. So, you can think about that, especially even if it's a hybrid, like if you're commuting once or twice a week, that can be a really nice saver of time. But yeah, you can use that time for other things like being more fit or cooking more, or just spending time doing other things. So I think that's a big benefit. The other thing is you basically you can build in breaks into your day, which is very healthy, versus just kind of go, 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 go all day. And then by the time it's like 6 or 7 o'clock or whenever you get home, then you, let me turn this off. But then you don't really have the energy to really do much. So that can be a challenge. The other thing is you're less exposed to potential illness. So if you know that you have an illness or you're prone to illness, that can be a way that you can use to talk about why you don't really want to go into the office just yet. Or maybe for you, going back into the office or trickling back into the office is more 2022 or something, because it's just natural when you're exposed to more people, someone has a cold or whatever, even not talking about what's going on right now, it's more likely that you're gonna, have that exposure and possibly become ill. The other thing is you do have for your distractions, depending on your situation. Like at home could be a distraction. Again, if you have multiple kids running around or you have pets running around, I don't know. But generally you don't have a lot of distractions. So one thing that the Build Remote found was that with them doing a survey, 70% of people said they do feel sense because there's events that happen, people are talking, people are stopping by just to chit chat and do all these things. We talked about women in the workplace versus men in the workplace and how men typically think that women don't spend as much time working in the workplace. Well, it kind of came down to them seeing more women chatting in the office. So things like that. So all these distractions. 16% were saying that they're almost always distracted in the workplace. So you can also talk about the fact that you have less distractions at home, which equates to you getting more done when you're at home, right? But again, taken with a grain of salt. Like, it's going to be hard to believe that you have less distractions at home if you have 5 kids at home. It's like, really? Especially if they're not all school age. So you could build in a flexible schedule. Sometimes you're communicating even more because you are working remotely, which is a nice benefit for the company. You have your own workspace, which can save a company, especially if they are planning to lessen their office space, which that was a trend happening in a lot of companies, especially with large parent companies where they had maybe sister companies or, subsidiaries that could partner with each other. They would have them in the same workspace, like maybe on the floor, and this designated area was one group, this designated area was another group, and it saved money because they could, they had co-sharing of resources. So that's a nice benefit, because if less people are coming into an office, well, that means they need less space, less floors if they're in, a big building, or like New York or wherever, Chicago. That can be a big money saver. But for companies that are like, I think Rice and Beans had pointed out, if you're in this lease for the next year, well, it's not really not really helping you much. So yeah, that can be a long term, benefit for the company as well. Some companies I talk about in the channel where they have the flexible workspaces. So maybe if it's a hybrid model where sometimes you're coming into work, other times you're at home, well, you can just like set up your own office that day, take everything with you, and then someone else comes back to that same space. But I think the challenge there is like making sure everything's clean, like making sure the cleaning crew can clean everything down, or people know to wipe stuff down before they start working or whatever. So that's kind of a caution there. The other thing is that they have found that so Stanford actually did a study and found that employees who work from home are 13% more productive than in the office. So that can be a really good selling point if your productivity has increased. So you've taken on more work, which there's actually been more studies in this one that have shown that people are working longer hours or taking on more work being a remote employee. So that's something you can use to your benefit as well. Something else that's of advantage to companies is that typically they're going to have more diverse teams, because when you say we're going to open things up remotely, kind of like in the case of GitHub, which I talked about, it's a company that does 80% remote, they're able to look everywhere for talent. So they can look in Canada, they can look at, India, they can look all across the United States and hire in all 50 states for talent. So it opens up the pool of, who they can actually hire, which makes their teams oftentimes a little bit more diverse just because of that. Because if you have a job that's in, you're based in Omaha, Nebraska, you're probably only going to get a certain type of person. Sorry, I am stereotyping Omaha, Nebraska, but it's probably not going to be as diverse as, say, a New York City or or like a Chicago or an LA or something. So, and then the other benefit, some of them I didn't completely agree with. So, but you don't have to deal with the politics, or you deal with less office politics, which can also be a benefit for people of different backgrounds as well. So those are a couple of benefits. If you want to see the full list, I just pulled out some that gravitate to me that I've actually seen as well. And I've seen in other articles and studies. But that is on, let me see, this site right here. I'm going to bring it back up. It's on this site here, which is Build Remote. So if you go to buildremote.co, you can find a lot of information about just remote working, including this list of companies that are hiring remotely for the most part, like they're remote first. Okay, let me go back to the chat really quick before I close this out. I want to write more books, Shalonda says. Really? I'm not really a writer. Like I like writing casually, but not as of now. I'm not like a creative writer. I don't want to write in my leisure time, but that's just now. I prefer reading. I prefer reading the books that someone else has written, I guess, versus writing. But I do also write, like I write affirmations, like I write positive affirmations for myself. I journal, and, I write in my calendar. So, I write, but I'm not like writing books over here, like for fun. I wrote the book and I planned on publishing it during 2020. But it was more of a support to job seekers, not a creative like romance novel or anything like that. So yeah. And hello, Mr. 100 Rounds. If I didn't say hello to you already, I don't know if I did. No, I didn't. Hi, hey, hey. And you said one love, people. Nice. So yeah, that is the video. Does anyone have any questions? I will link that article in the chat after the video processes. I'm trying to look to see what other topics I have coming up, because I think the only topic I have coming up is going to be, white women are paid more than Black women. I actually thought about switching today and doing that topic today instead of it's planned on Sunday. I might push that up tomorrow. Let me know in the chat, like put a number three in the chat if you would watch a video tomorrow. If I move the video that I have now about why white women are paid more than Black women, if you would actually watch that tomorrow instead of Sunday. No hurt feelings if you're like, no, it's Friday, I don't want to talk about that. That's fine. I just want to know. I just want to know. Because I get it. Friday, I mean, I don't know if people are turning up on Fridays anymore. In Texas, people be turning up on Friday. Yeah, they be like, it's party time in Texas. Well, at least Dallas. I can't really talk about all of Texas, but in Dallas, where I'm at, yeah, I feel like it's a party. It's constant parties, events, things happening. I'm just like, we still dealing with the cough or what? What's going on? Okay, Yolanda says yes. We got a 3. We got a 3 in the chat. Okay. And E Dunlap says yes. Okay. I feel you. Okay. Okay. Sharky says I could go either way on it. Okay. So Sharky is chill. I like that. So you can go either way. Okay. So it sounds like I can move it to Friday. I'm trying to think because I might do, well, that's going to be an interesting chat because I'm just going to be really chill. I might have maybe a glass of wine or like wind down the week and let's chat about it. I don't know. I got to think about that. I haven't done that before on this channel, but I've been thinking about doing like wind down Wednesday. So it could be like maybe a tester for me. But yeah, let's talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to reset it. I think, so Sunday's chat, it was going to be at 3 p.m. So does this time like 7:30 or 7 Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time work for everybody? Is that good? Because otherwise I will always do it like, I'm cautious to do it later just because I'll be sleepy. I get tired, y'all. I like my sleep. I say that and then I stay up a little too late, but I do like my sleep. I like to try to go to sleep when I can. Let me see here. I'm just going through some comments to make sure I addressed everybody. I think I did. And congrats to you again, Yolanda. I am so happy for you. Okay. So tomorrow, I'm not really seeing comments. Let me check something. Okay. So did I even address wait a minute. I don't think I addressed, okay, let me do this really quickly because I provided a link in the video and I didn't address it. So what I linked in the video before we went live was that IBM actually put out a reorientation video for their staff. And it's interesting because IBM was one of the companies that were saying they were going to be working remotely for a period of time. So they said IBM unveiled how they plan to shift from remote work to a hybrid model. The tech giant is launching a reorientation program that includes an 11-minute video and an 18-page. Nobody got time for that. 18-page presentation that uses cartoon characters to explain safety protocols should employees return to the office. It expects that 80% of workers will mix in office and remote work. Fortune notes workforce management tech firm Ultimate Kronos Group. Oh, Kronos. Sharky, if you're still in here, Kronos, that's a good company to invest in. I don't know if they're public or not, but that's a good company. A lot of companies are using Kronos for their like time management. Okay, they also plan a hybrid approach. Its CEO says he'll keep communicating with staff virtually, but he expects many employees to return. So the leadership oftentimes, they want the people in the office. It's really interesting dynamic. Which I get it. I think the concern again is that employee morale will suffer. That's normally the concern. And then due to that, productivity goes down, and then it's kind of like a trickle effect. So that's interesting. And then they did share this other article, or they're saying, people are anxious about returning to the office. And then IBM has this guide to go back to work. It's interesting. It looks like this, or you can always look in the thing, but they have this like animation. Like, what in the world? That it's kind of depressing to think that that's what back in the office is going to be like, because it's like, how often are you going to really engage if you're afraid of someone giving you the cooties? Like, I don't know if I'm really going to, like, before, maybe I would just slide over my chair and say, hey, Sharky, can you show me how to do this thing? That's pretty normal for me. Hey, can you show me how to do this thing? I'm not going to get all up in your grill if I think that I can give you the cooties or you can give me the cooties. I don't know. And there's like with this too, like you see the space in there. So what's the point? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. And they're saying Sonia chats with coworkers from a distance. Because that to me, it just seems like they want to make use of the space that they're paying for, right? So they're saying, okay, millions of workers are wondering what the office will be like when they go back after a long stretch of remote work. Employers are trying to prepare them for it. IBM has designed a reorientation program that helps its employees adjust when they return to a familiar setting but face a host of unfamiliar new procedures. Okay, it's sort of like the first day of school. No, it's not. No, but okay, if you want to say that. The company's vice president of talent says it's sort of like the first day of school. A day early, kids go and get to see the classroom or see how things work. This is needed, she said, because it's not simply returning to the workplace as it existed before or the ways of working as it existed before. IBM made a day in the life video to show employees what to expect. So they did this for going back to one of IBM's offices in Britain. Start the day, he goes through a self-screening checklist to assess potential exposure. He enters the office through designated entrances and picks up his mask for today and disinfectant wipes if he needs them. That's a lot. You haven't even started working yet, and you're like, that's giving me anxiety. It's kind of like when I go to the grocery store. It's like, yeah, I have my mask, and it's like, okay, I have my mask, disinfectant wipes, I wipe my cart, and then I'm in and out. Like, what do I need? I get, and then I don't love that. It's different. So arrows guide him through the halls and up one-way staircases. Only one person is allowed in a bathroom at a time. That's weird. What do you guys think about this? So only one person is allowed in the bathroom at a time. The cafeteria is closed. So Paul must bring his lunch. He can't use the whiteboards. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Can't use the whiteboards or marker pens in conference room, and he shouldn't linger there longer than necessary. What? That's a lot. If Paul sees other IBMers not following the safety protocols, it is okay to politely remind them. Oh my goodness. Along with the video, IBM produced, okay, so they showed Sonia's return to the workplace serving as a friendly, cartoon-filled back-to-work manual. We're looking now at how might anxiety manifest itself differently or for different employees around being back together, and then how do we address that? Through a practical understanding of health and safety, and also through having enough flexibility in an environment that everyone can kind of get used to coming back. IBM has 346,000 employees. They haven't set a timeline for when its U.S. workers will return to the office. He expects the company's chief executive said he expects 80% of them will work in a hybrid fashion. I do think that most places will be hybrid fashion. I think it will be hybrid because I think a lot of companies are seeing benefits of more people working remotely, but then they don't want to let go of people actually being on site in the office and there being that collaboration. But I think when talking about only one person can go to the bathroom at a time and not being able to use the dry erase markers in the conference rooms, that's a lot of when I think of collaboration, I think of people going to conference rooms, writing on walls, mingling together in a room. I don't know. I don't know if that worked. Reading that, and nothing against IBM, of course, but I just think a lot of companies really have to think all of this stuff through and what's going to impact the employee in that office or employees realistically. It's going to take more time if you're saying only one person can go to a bathroom at a time. That does not seem like it's going to work. Hey, DOD. Welcome in. I don't think that's going to work. I honestly don't. Jessica, I recommend Gatekeeper Publishers on... Oh, yes. You did tell me about them. I just haven't done it. I don't know. I just haven't. Yeah. I really don't have any excuse. I'm just saying it. I haven't done it. Sharky saying, Jess, yeah, in brokerage ops, we will routinely do a lot of one-to-one training with someone sitting right next to you. I would hope that methodology would be on hold until everyone is vaxxed. Good point, because I think of this model that they're talking about, I just don't think, I get it. They want people to go back into the office, but I just don't think that's the thing. I don't think this model, they're titling Catching Up with Colleagues. This model, I don't think that works. Sonia chats with coworkers from a distance. Only one person can go to the restroom at a time. You have to do this whole preparation before you go into the office. You have to do this day in a life. You have to learn all these different new procedures. I think you'll have to learn new procedures, but I don't think it has to be that bad once people are, I don't know. It's just weird. I think it's a little weird. I can't imagine living in that type of dynamic. And they have 346,000 employees. So I don't know. I would imagine that they'll probably just have the people that actually need to be on site, or it's more crucial for them to be on site at some point first. And they'll probably figure out who are the folks that can work remotely most of the time. And they'll just deal with it that way. I think all of that is just too much. So I wanted to highlight that because I did link that in the when I scheduled this video. And I was I didn't even get to the article that I was referencing. So that was the article I referenced. So just to recap, that was an article I actually found on LinkedIn. But for the main bulk of this, build remote, I'm going to put it in the chat here and put it in the about section. This is a great resource for folks, if you're just curious about trends in remote work, what are companies doing, and what are the companies that are saying we'll do a remote first or hybrid approach? Because there are just going to be some companies that are like, no, you got to go back into the office. I think they'll make plans to make it as easy as possible, but I do think there are just going to be some jobs, certain companies that are going to say we just can't feasibly do that. And I think some of it might also come down to the technology. Some companies just don't have the technology to. Actually, we saw a lot of companies did not have the technology to manage work from home. Like we saw the upkick in computers. Like you couldn't get a computer for a while because everyone was buying laptops because their employees didn't have laptops. So things like that, and just all the tools like Zoom and Microsoft, because Microsoft Teams, and they didn't have ways to engage outside of the office. So I just think companies will probably need to invest if they want to stay competitive, because more and more employees are saying, hey, we want to continue this. It's better for me. It's better for my mental health. It's better for, just kind of my work-life balance. So, but then there are other people that say they want to go back in the office. Like not 100% of people are saying they don't want to go back to the office. So let those people go back to the office, and then that will probably help maybe shift the mindset of some others as they see other people are being safe and things are getting back to some normalcy. So I don't know. We'll see what actually happens, but yeah. Yolanda saying, can you research this day trading company called Try Day Trading? They told me that we could make 200 to 1,000 per day trading. I want to know if they're legit. Yeah. Well, let me look what I can find out right now, and then I can look up later for you. Try day trading. I'm giving it the side eye. You know that, right? But of course, I give everything the side eye. So let's see. Let us see. So, okay, I'm liking it so far. Get a little more situated here. Okay, so let's see. Try day trading. Let me see what I can find. So I'm liking what I see immediately. And let me share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at. So you can see my process when I'm vetting things out. And so I'll look at this and then I will close out the chat. Okay. So all I did was type in try day trading. First thing I'm going to look at, since there is Google reviews, is I'm looking at the Google reviews. Also, I see they're based in Utah. I'm good with that. There's actual photos of the place. That's nice to see, right? There's a website. So I love seeing that kind of stuff. I don't like not seeing that stuff. So let's see what the reviews say. I'm seeing positive, looking forward to getting started on the coaching program. So it looks like they haven't started yet. This is hands down the best system in the investment field. It worked for me. It'll work for you. I was able to learn how to day trade in the Forex. Okay, let me look at Logan. So I like to look up a person when they put in a review. I like to see how many times they review things. So I have 2 reviews. Okay. So it's not like that's the only place they reviewed. So that's a good sign, but I want to see more. Dustin, can't wait to get started. They haven't started yet. This person says 1 star. Watched the webinar and read all the reviews. Not a single person claims to have started earning enough to make a living. That's all I need to know. I'll take that with a grain of salt just because I don't know what they're promising you. And typically with day trading, you have to learn. You have to learn first. Okay. This is a 1 star. Stay away from these fee milkers. They do not give any potential guarantees. The road to their trading can end just like that. After you have made initial investments, therefore this program is not recommended. There are other programs that give you education for less and offer continued support. Avoid them to the best of your ability. No wonder they charge $10 starting fee to cover their winding road to trading with no guarantees. Some of the mentors discuss politics, do not deal with them, and move on. They have 3 likes. Let me look at this person though, because I just want to see what He has 2 other reviews, it looks like. Let me see what that other review looks like. The other review he gave too is a 1 star though. So I don't know. I always like to look at the person because I don't know if they just only review places that are terrible or, what's going on there. So I try to just look at the more recent reviews. I see a positive one. Shout out to Rachel, who went above and beyond what I was expecting. My green charts were not working later in the evening, so I called in, not expecting to hear back until the next day. Ryan, always willing to help. They have the best people. So far, everything has been above board, and the indicators show positive results. Just getting started. This person just getting started. Okay, update. I have completed my 9-week training and have requested my live account. Excited about going with this. And then they updated again. For those interested in update, I went to training, which was very helpful. Started my live account. Had a few learning mistakes, right? Had a 70% win rate. So it's seeming like it could be potentially a good company, but I'm seeing a mix of some, 1 stars in here thrown in too. Like this person is saying they're a scam. Tried this program back in March. What they don't tell you outright is $10 a month because becomes $326 a month in the fine print. And make sure you cancel correctly or they will continue to debit $326 a month from your account, even though the coach says she'll call you back after she said, okay. So I won't go through all of these, but this is my process typically. Oh my gosh, you weren't able to see. I'm so sorry. Okay. So this is my process. I'm trying to show what I do. I will just search up a company and then I'll look at the reviews here. And then whoever's leaving the review, I try to look them up, look at their review, and see what type of comments you're actually leaving in here. It's like this one has a good mix of good, average, reviews. So maybe they had a good experience with them, like legitimately, but they haven't gotten started. So that's the thing. It seems like the better positive reviews in here, and you can look at them yourself, but they have 119 reviews. The positive reviews, it seems like, are coming from the people that are just getting started. And then some of the bad reviews are saying that you really need to read the fine print and watch out for, what the monthly fees are. So that, and then we got this person who kept coming back and updating you and saying they're doing pretty good. So I think you need to really read into it and get some additional money. This person's saying just not affiliated. Just not anything they claim to be affiliated with them for 3 years, tens of thousands of dollars gone, have not learned or broken even yet. And then this one said, I think they are a scam, but I don't think they, had a good experience. So you can see that it seems like they lost some money. So I'm very cautious when it comes to the day trading stuff. I don't know if you can really see that so well, Yolanda. But yeah, I don't know. It's very, like, at face value, you will look at them and say, okay, like I was saying before, I will look at them and say, oh, okay, they have photos, they have a website, they have positive reviews, they have a location, they have an address, right? All the basic stuff that I would expect a legit business to have. But then when you actually get into these reviews, and looking at the recent reviews, it's very, like, and actually looking at the people, like the people are kind of on a trial or they're just looking forward to getting started. They're having some positive reviews, but then I don't know. I don't completely trust it, but just keep talking to them before you put any money in. Keep talking to them. There's nothing wrong with talking to them. Ask them 1,000 questions before you put your money in there, right? Ask them to explain. Say, hey, I saw these reviews. Explain it to me, right? Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about them. So I don't I don't know if that was helpful, Yolanda, but that's my process of vetting. Like any company or any program I'm trying, gosh, even a hair salon, girl. If I am trusting my tresses with somebody, I'm looking for people to know them. I'm scoping out all the reviews. I am very careful. I'm very careful. Um, so yeah, I'm that careful with someone that's just gonna wash and flat iron or curl my hair. So with companies or potentially a company that I'm going to give money to, I'm very careful, and that's my process. That's literally I start with Google, I search, I look at the basics, like do I see basic information that I would expect a business to have, and then I dig into the reviews, and then I go on from there. And then the other thing that I would do, let me bring this up for just a second, is you guys, I did this last time. Let me make this just a little bit smaller so it's not like in your face like that. Like so, like that. But I would type in the company and then I would put in the word scam because I want to see what comes up, right? And you can also type in Better Business Bureau. Oh, okay. We got plenty of like sites that are talking about it. They're even talking about it on Reddit. If you want to go there and see, let's see what they're talking about. This is all black screen. Is daytrading.com real or scam? So people are asking the question. See, the more I see people asking if it's a scam, the more it makes me think it's a scam. So let's see. The more they're marketing uneducated traders, the more it sounds like a scam. I know nothing about them though. Okay, this person doesn't know about them. Anything that sounds too good to be true, yeah, normally is. Yeah, I mean, people say Bitcoin is a scam though. So I don't know. I think they give you money and the odds that you lose it and you have to pay them back, basically a debt scam. Sounds like risk-free money. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But the fact that people are out here asking about whether it's a scam, yeah, I don't trust that so much. But again, I told you guys the only trader I would trust in any way would probably be again Terry Ijeoma. I would her program is expensive and some like it does cost what 1,500 or it costs money or like monthly. I think it breaks down to a couple hundred each month, but I would pay for her investment training versus something like this just because there is so much like I'm going to try this and then I'm going to look at the comment because I just saw one come in. Like if I put in here, something might come up for her too. Let's see. Okay, so I type in Terry Gioma scam. What are we seeing? What are we seeing here? Do we see a bunch of scam sites? Are we seeing a lot of scam sites? Now let's see this. This is the only thing, like we've been looking on here. This is the only thing that shows a little something. And I think it was just someone asking the question about Terry Gioma. Let's see. I have to put, oh yeah, it's not even, so yeah, I think someone asked a question about her. So it's not like directed. There we go. So that's how she pulled up here. Anyone had experience with Terry? I was seriously considering saving up $2,000 for her course. And that's the only thing that's in here. So that's not even directed at Terry. But this is what you would prefer to see. Are articles talking about how good the founder or the day trading is or success stories, talking about the day trading, right? Videos talking about the day trading. We don't want to see what we saw before. And I'll just put day trading. What is it? Daytrading.com, I think. I don't think I put that in there right. Let me go back up to your comment, Yolanda. I'm sorry. I think I completely got your. Um. Anyway, what we were saying before, we didn't see with Terry Gioma, right? So I hope that gets across, because I don't, Yolanda, I do not want you to be scammed. Um. Yeah, I mean, look, inflation is already killing money. So $300 today is, I mean, it's just, yeah, no. Like, no. Save your money. Just save your money. If you just want to give some money away, like, put in Bitcoin. I don't know. Like, don't give these people your money. Uh, I'm losing comments. Oops. Where am I at? Oh my goodness. Try day trading is what it was called. I put in here daytrading.com. Guys, it is the nighttime. Okay, so this is what we don't want to see. I'll go back to it. This is what we do not. This is what we do not. We do not want to see this. You type in something and scam, and all this comes up, right? People really trying to figure out, is this a scam? Like, I don't know. I don't love it. Now, people will ask, is day trading a scam? But if they're saying this in particular is a scam, I don't like that. There should be, if anything, if this is a legit company, there should be tons of stories that are just talking about how great and successful it is. Videos of people saying this is great, because, like, can you imagine for myself if I did trydaytrading.com and I gained all this money? Don't you guys think I would come on here and be like, hey guys, guess what I just did? I just did this, training program, and I'm making, $5,000 a week. And, I would tell you guys that. Now, if it's a scam, or if it's not so great, or if it's just like, meh, I made $100, I probably wouldn't tell anybody, or I would tell people, hey, it's a scam, be like, no, don't do it. Don't waste your money. That's what you would see. So I went off on tangent because I'm like, I do not want anyone wasting their money on that. You are welcome, Yolanda. You are so welcome. Seems like a boiler room operation. E Dunlap. Right. It seems sketch. Yolanda, just be careful. Currency trading is extremely volatile. They typically start you out with paper trading while you're learning. That's true. But then they make you use your own money to start real trading. Yes. I know Terry's course is like that. You use play money, monopoly money, right? With TradeStation. And then once you're comfortable and you're making gains consistently, you know how to read the technical analysis. You know how to read those charts, right? Then you can move into investing portions, like small portions of your money. And I know a lot of people want to jump in and put all this money and get all these gains. That's just not how it works. That's how you end up losing money, because you don't know what you're doing. You're not used to the market. You're not used to, the movements. And I do think you should focus on the technical analysis and learning all, because there are some people that are more functional. They look at the leadership and they look at, these different things. And there are other people that they're just give me the chart. Just show me the chart. That's all I need to know. I need the historical data, which is why a lot of folks that day trade, well, a portion of people that day trade, they didn't want to trade Tesla because they didn't have that history on it. So they couldn't say, 5 years ago, this is what it does. This is what it tends to do. Like GE, this is what it tends to do. They could read that and know most likely they could buy in here and sell here at a high and then get out of that trade, So there's definitely a technical component to it that you can learn. You can even, you know what, Yolanda? You should look at this before you pay money. You should look at edx.com. And I think Udemy might offer some, but there are actual online schools like you can learn along with a university class online for free, like with a Harvard class or a Princeton class or whatever. And they do have finance classes that can teach you more about finance and stock and just giving you the basics. So I would try that actually before you jump in and give your, like, don't give these people your money. Um, Yolanda, right? You're better off learning through TD. Yes, TD. Thank you. Yes, E Dunlap. Thank you so much. TD Ameritrade. I don't know why I didn't think about them. TD Ameritrade and Ally, ALLY. They offer really nice trainings about how to get into the stock market and trading. So yes, definitely, definitely. Hey, Donna, how are you, Donna Ree? What's up? We are scoping out companies and catching scams. We're catching scammers out here. Yeah, it doesn't seem right. It seems real sketchy. Real sketchy. Okay, I tried TD Ameritrade. I think I should try them again. Yeah, you should try TD Ameritrade and try Ally. But just know it's a process. It is a process. You have to learn it first before you just throw in a bunch of money. Or if you really say like, hey, I just want to throw in $50 or $100 to see how it is and just play around, do that. But just know you may lose your $100. Like you can throw in money that you feel like you're comfortable losing. But for me, I think the better alternative would be learning through a program, or at least following the markets, and doing it that way. At least just learning, reading about stocks, reading about investments. Um, just CNN Money, Yahoo Finance, like everywhere's talking about finance. You can even watch videos. There's this couple that I used to listen to a lot. They're called Our Rich Journey. If I can talk. Our Rich Journey. You can also look at the Black Business with Boyce Watkins and learn from there. And they offer some free resources as well. So Black Business School, Boyce Watkins, Our Rich Journey on YouTube. Very easy to follow along and learn. But yeah, just learn. Just take your time. The stock market will be here tomorrow. You got time. You have time. Then okay, Dunlap. So the name of that website is so unoriginal and generic, right? Those reviews sound like made up names from the company. I'm telling you guys, I told you the story about my crypto scammer who was trying to like scam me, and I was just like playing games because I could tell like they use these videos of these people. I think I blocked them, but let me see if I can show you one of the videos. I want to say I blocked this guy though. But it was just like, where did you get these people? Like, what is this? What is this? Let me see. Let me search Bitcoin. Because I'm hardly ever on Facebook, but I don't know. I think I did block him. Yeah, I blocked him, guys. Because he was a scammer. And so, I blocked this one too. Someone else I blocked. I forgot about that one. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. So he sent me these videos, and so I'm going to play one.
I am so lucky that I joined this company. I had invested the $300, and after 5 hours, I received.
That didn't even play the whole video. Like, we don't even know what she said.
I am so lucky that I joined this company. I had invested the $300, and after 5 hours, I received.
What did you receive? Scammed? Okay, this other one.
I got all my profits. I invested $10,000. Now I have got profit of $55,000. She is really trusted professional crypto and forex trader. She provides best business services. I got all my profits after working with her. Thank you so much, ma'am. You are really a legend. I am really sorry for doubting you earlier.
Now, notice she's saying that, but shaking her head no. Right? So you're saying that's like if I were to tell you, I don't know, I'm a Black woman. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a full time job. And I'm shaking my head no. Like, I wouldn't trust that. I'm going to play it again.
I got all my profits. I invested $10,000. Now I have got profit of $55,000. She is really trusted professional crypto and forex trader. She provides best business services. I got all my profits after working with her. Thank you so much, ma'am. You are really a legend. I am really sorry for doubting you earlier.
I am really sorry for doubting you earlier. And now the person though, I'm going to show you, they sent these long messages about Bitcoin, but she's talking about Forex, right? Bitcoin. And so this is me. I'm the laughing face cool. Yeah, you see that? Are you interested in investing Bitcoin mining with US Inc? Your profit back 24 hours? And then I respond in true Jessica fashion, cool. Cuz I'm a little cool. Okay, so are you interested? Cool. I'm just playing around, you guys. They go, good. You can invest with the minimum investment of 200 to get back 4,500, 300 get back 600 and 700. For that math doesn't even make sense. 600, 6,700, 400 to get back 8,500, 500 to get back 10,000. Like that math doesn't even make sense. And then I said, cool. Because I wanted to see if they were going to keep going. But yeah, I don't think I blocked them because I can still see their messages. But something else, like, so I'm going to go to this guy's page. And then the lady's talking about a she. This is a guy, clearly. So he says, Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. Sure. He has one friend, one mutual friend. I don't know who that person is. These are his pictures. So if you see this guy, like, know that he's a scammer. But you see that there's no likes on his photos. Like, then he's got these random videos of these people. They're talking about Forex, though, and then he's talking about Bitcoin mining. The same lady that we just saw, no likes. One like, which is himself liking his own stuff. Himself. Like out, he took that picture from somewhere. Himself, right? You see this? This is a scam. Like this is who I'm trying to protect you from, Yolanda. I don't want you giving your money to these people. Like they are out here just and I'm me, so I'm playing around with this person. But what if I was like hopeful about I really need some money. I need to, invest. I need to, make something happen really fast. And then he's promising this, right? So yeah, you just have to pay attention. And who knows? This isn't the guy. Like there's no thought in my mind that that's actually him. I don't believe that at all. I imagine this person is in India and they're running scams. Is what I would just guess. Boy, you guys. Yes, E-Trade is very simple. Yes, thank you. See, everyone's giving suggestions. I agree. I should keep asking them questions before I pay them anything. Yes, ask them a million questions. A million questions. Ask them to give you a free trial. without you giving any of your money. No routing, no account number, no credit card number, no debit card number, nothing. Ask them for a basic like trial so you can test it out, Yolanda. Why would you pay a job? Yeah, there are scams that are saying, yeah, you have to pay them. There are places that say you have to pay for this background check. You have to pay for this and that. I need to make a video about that, about scams, because this is happening too much. People are literally getting scammed trying to get a job. It's really sad. Edelma, great question. I think a lot of scam jobs charge. Yes, they do. They do. It may not be up front. They'll try to hype you up and think you have a job, and then they scam you. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Dunlap. Yes. Trading Forex requires a margin account because it's highly leveraged. Example, 1,000 controls 10,000. You're trading currency pairs like dollar to euro or sterling pound to yen. So you need strong risk management. Thank you, Sharky. See, Sharky's the guy when it comes to finance. I don't know why I'm talking weird. So Sharky's the guy when it comes to finance. You can give me money, Yolanda, right? Exactly what I'm saying. Like, if you just want to give some money away, Cash App, Jessica Crystal. I'll flip it for you and I'll give it back to you. Like, but no, do not give it to these scammers. No. If anything, use the money for yourself. Do like if you just want to spend some money real quick, facial, hair salon, nail salon, Amazon.com, like do something for yourself. Like, no, we're not giving people money over here. And there's this guy, I want to say, what is his channel? If I find his channel, I'll share it in the community section. But he, like, his thing on YouTube is scammers. Like, he finds scammers and tries to, like, get them to tell like their secrets, like why do they scam, how do they scam, and all that stuff. So if you have someone asking about your Cash App and they want you to make your Cash App like able to accept Bitcoin or something, there's some kind of scam where they're taking your Bitcoin and they're like getting into your Cash App account somehow. It's kind of weird. Hey, Brian. Okay, so we definitely went on a tangent, so I'm going to close this out, but let me see what some of the last comments were. If you actually have the capital and you don't need the money right away, then do it. If you're broker than a mirror. Oh my goodness. I get it, but that's hilarious. Okay, if you actually have the capital and you don't need the money right away, then do it. If you're broker than a mirror and you're hoping for a big payday, you're a gambler. Buy a lotto ticket. Right. Good point. E. Dunlap. Exactly. And then, yeah, I was sharing edx.com. You can go here and learn about finance. You can go there. But yeah, don't. Let me just bring this up again because you guys, like, come on. Like you know it's a scammer because all I said was cool. Literally. Like, you see this? Literally. Cool. And they're still going. I don't know. So try that. Try just not even talking to them and see what they say. I think I should day trade with Terry. Yeah, I would say if you're going to day trade, learn about it or do something with Terry. Like, just try it. Because there are real people that have gotten on YouTube and talked about her program. And then I've talked to her myself. And yeah, she's legit. She seems legit. I have not gone through her program, so I can't say like this program worked for me. But the process that I use of checking if something's a scam, I don't get any scam vibes from Terry Gioma at all. I do not. And you can actually, she gives free content on her channel as well. So if someone's giving you some snippets of free content, go to her channel and check her out. Because people that are giving the information, they're probably not hard up on money. If they're not willing to give you a free trial or give you a little snippet of information, or they just want you to, pay for this program, I wouldn't trust that because they're just all about the money. You need to look for someone that's actually, they want to teach you and help you versus just being about the money. Because at the end of the day, if you don't learn, if you don't get the basics, you're not going to be able to be successful. So you want someone with, that really can educate. Because everyone's not a good trainer. Everyone's not a good educator. And that's what you really need. Yeah, they're reading that straight from a script. Exactly. Cool. Yeah, so you like that? Oh my goodness. Brian's laughing. E. Dunlap says nothing. She probably applied to be a testimonial via Upwork or Freelancer or Fiverr. Don't be surprised if you see those videos cropped from another site. Yeah, because she clearly said Forex. She was clearly saying something about Forex. And people are definitely paying folks to say whatever. People everywhere have been affected by this pandemic. So people are, looking for work. I get hit up a lot on Instagram of people in like India or Nigeria, and they're just, it's hard right now. I get it. But the answer is not to scam other people. That stuff comes back full circle. So it's gonna get back to them. Maybe not now, but it's gonna get them. There's so many scams, especially since the panorama. Thank you. I appreciate you not putting. Yeah, exactly. Whatever you want to call it, the pandemic, whatever. The panorama. Oh my goodness. It's just crazy world. Congratulations on your Bachelor of Arts degree, Jessica. I also have a Bachelor of Arts. I am alumni at Columbia College, Chicago. Oh, that's awesome. So I went to a private school, a Jesuit school, that my mom was very happy that I was going to a Jesuit school. I will say though, you think Jesuit school, you think nothing's going to happen, but plenty of stuff happened. Right? But no, it was a good school overall. I started there. I studied political science, and then I was like, I don't want to be a lawyer. I only wanted to be a lawyer because my mother was telling me I need to be a lawyer for like forever since I was like very small. And so, I decided to change my major to Spanish business administration with a concentration in international business. And then I also double majored in international relations. So with international business, you had to have a language pairing with that. So I was already studying Spanish, so it made sense. And and then I moved into recruiting, which was totally not my plan. It was my plan, when I started out, but it's interesting how that works. Hey, OMG. Yeah, right? I'm just looking at some of these comments. They're just making up numbers a la Bernie made up. Right. I'm just like, these numbers don't even make sense. There are YouTubers who scam the scammers. Yes. Find those videos and learn from them. Yes. E. Dunlap. Exactly. I love it. Brian's laughing. E. Dunlap says they'll use Forex, crypto, stock market, sneakers, whatever they can fool people with on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or Wix website. Pathetic. I know. It's so sad. I don't like it at all. Yolanda says, I don't blame you for blocking him. Yeah. I don't think I blocked him, though. I think I blocked this other guy because it told me. The other guy was he literally just said, let me see if I can find it. This is who I blocked, and you can't even see him anymore. But this guy, because I can't see his information because it says like I blocked him, and if I unblock him, then I'll see it. But I literally told him I'm not interested in Bitcoin scams. So I wasn't in the mood to play this time, guys. I was not in the mood to play. So I was just like, hi, I'm not interested in Bitcoin scam. And then he actually wrote me back and was like, you should what did he say? He was like, you should think before you respond to people or something like that. And I went block. He said something else that I can't remember, but I was just like, no. And he may not have been a scam. I don't know. But no, I'm good. I got enough about Bitcoin. No, thank you. And this is like very shortly after the first Bitcoin scammer. And so it was like this guy, obviously, like that first scammer was a lighter skinned black guy, and then this one was a lighter skinned black guy, and I was like, nope. So yes, I was stereotyping a bit, maybe, but he was coming at me with a Bitcoin story, and I was just like, nope. They could have been purple for all I cared. I would have been like, nope. We're done with that. You can get that on IG to Facebook. Yes, for sure. For sure, Brian. Yes. Yes, that's true. Oh, Larissa is still in here. I know, it's crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. I wouldn't ask him for Jack. It's a straight up scam. He done laugh. Let me see. Hey, JMJ. What's up? Yeah, Larissa, it's called karma. It will come back to them. They can't just keep running around with these scams. Another good point. Do not be impressed by people in videos and websites wearing designer labels and renting Lambos. Americans are paying people from Asia and Africa to provide reviews. Yes. And you know what? Real money is not like that. Like people that have wealth are typically not flashing that they have money. Like most people that have money don't want you to know that they have money. Like let's say someone gifted me with $25,000. Do you think I'm going to be like on the gram, like, look at my money? You know, like, no, because one, people are going to ask me for money. That's like main thing. Two, you have that potential to be robbed, even if it's just on social media. People can find out things about you from social, even if you're like halfway present on social media. They can find information about you. And then three, that's none of your business. Like, why would I want everyone to know? Because again, they're going to make assumptions about me and things like that. The other thing is like with brands, I'm not a big brand. So I don't think I've ever had anything brand wise on me because I don't want to be a walking advertisement. It's like, you're not paying me to brand your stuff. So I'm not about to have Calvin Klein plastered all over my shirt, or I'm not going to have Gucci plastered. Like if I can help it, I don't buy things with brand. I passed up on plenty of clothing items just because like I wear Calvin Klein. I won't say what it is, but I wear Calvin Klein, but I don't have it branded all across myself. And no, you're not paying me. The only way I think I would do that if I were an Instagram model and they paid me to wear this and brand myself with their clothing. That's the only way I think that works. That's why entertainers do it. Entertainers do it because that's why they're decked out in Gucci, because Gucci's paying them, because they know whatever they wear, that's going to be a trend and make other people want it. Like all across the world, people will want that brand. It's a status symbol. So no, I think that's silly. But yes, this was the comment that got me all started. That's the comment. Got me all riled up. But yeah, I just think that, I don't know. You don't have to tell everybody. If you got it, you got it. And just protect your money. Protect it, grow it. Yeah, I don't get it. I studied creative writing for 4 years. I like your major too. Cool. Creative writing. I love that. Sometimes I wish I had taken a creative writing class. But yeah, I'm just not I don't feel like I'm a writer. I can write, and you have to write anyway in college. Like you have to write plenty of papers and everything. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Love that. Yolanda, I'm glad we're connected because I am working at a media firm right now. So digital media. So yes, we definitely need to connect because that is right up in my space now. I'm very new, so it'd probably take me a little bit to, reach out to you for anything, but I'm learning the company and everything. But yeah, creative writing, that sounds Like, I could potentially have jobs for you. JMJ is saying purple. Oh, Yolanda, very nice. I was a journalist before I moved into finance. I agree with Jess that creative writing is hard and not for everyone. I've tried writing poetry and songs. They weren't good. Oh, Jarky. Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, it's hard to be creative. It's like one of the skill sets that the robots can't take from us quite yet fully. But you guys know I shared the video about the rapping digital artists. So who knows? Yolanda says, I know, right? Sharky, creative writing was very hard. Right. Well said on the brand points, JMJ says. Yeah, I don't, but I think a lot of people don't think big picture like that. I'm more of a minimalist in a lot of ways. New York kind of taught me how to be a minimalist. And so it's very different being in a city like Dallas, where it is a lot more showy. Like everyone has a big car, everyone has it. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people, especially where I live, it's a little bit showy. Clear plastic surgery, clear, brands, Louis Vuitton, clear that everyone, you see the Porsche, whatever, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm like, whatever. I had this person talking to me about working for, I don't know, some sports team. And I'm just like, yeah. And he's like, most people are like really impressed by that. And I'm just like, I have no idea about sports. So yeah, that's cool. And so I'm like that about a lot of things. It's just like, okay. So I don't know. I'm weird in most spaces because I'm not, a lot of people are more showy and are into sports and would be impressed by a lot of things. And I'm just like, meh, I just want to live my free life and, and not spend all money on. Now, I do think you should, for me, I prefer to spend on experiences or travel, or again, like invest versus give all my money to Yves Saint Laurent. Like, what are they doing for me? Nothing. Unless I have stock invested in some of these companies, I don't think I need to. No, I don't think I need to wear it. Larcia says, yes, I had to write a lot when I was in school. Yeah, exactly. But creative writing is different. It's definitely different. Okay, well, I have been on here 2 hours, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. It's been cool. I enjoyed it. It was a great conversation. Yolanda, I think, just keep vetting things by us, Yolanda. Don't stop trying to find alternative ways of making money, right? But just come back here, let the group vet some stuff out for you. We'll go through the process. So if there's something that you're suspect about, a lot of times your intuition will tell you. If it seems suspicious to you, do that same process I did. Go to Google, start looking, see what things have already been set, because that's the great environment that we live in now. If it's a scam, most likely people have already talked about it. They've given their experience. If it's a really good product or it's a really good service, then people will also talk about it. People are constantly talking about things. So go to Google, see what folks are saying, and then, just leave it at that. And so we talked about remote work. I think remote work will switch to hybrid work instead of 100% work for everywhere, hybrid. And then those companies, again, I will link in the about section. Go to that site if you're interested in those pretty much remote first companies. And as far as the scammers, it's going to be really hard to scam folks in this chat, right? So we're definitely not make it easy on folks. But that is the video. So I hope you all have a great night. And then tomorrow, since it seems like a couple of people at least were saying that they want to talk about why white women make more than Black women, we'll talk about it. I believe I do have a link to the article that I will be referencing. In true Jessica fashion, I will probably have more articles to reference come tomorrow, but we will definitely address it. And then if there's other things you have or want to talk about tomorrow, let me know. And I don't know if I'll have wine. I do have wine. I'm looking at it that I haven't opened. So it could just be kind of a chit chat. We'll see. So, yeah, have a great night, everybody. Appreciate you being here again, and happy pre Friday. Yay.